What's going on, Jeromes? Happy Tuesday out there, everyone, everywhere. It's the daily Jeromes live stream coming at you 11 a.m. Central Time, Monday through Thursday, as well as 9 a.m. on Friday. But, announcement, not going to be streaming tomorrow because I'm taking my kid fishing. That's kind of important. So we're going to get all of our live streaminess in for the next 2 days. And today it's going to be a good time. We got Q's. We got some A's. Live stream rising up. What is up? What's going on? We also have. So I put out normal questions as well as what's the best movie trilogy. Now there's a lot of ways that you can go after this. So number one, you can just go personal favorite. Let's see, movie trilogies. Because I know that Star Wars is gonna be up there. Lord of the Rings will be up there, even though I'm not that big on either of them. For me, it still is Christopher Nolan Batman. Back to the Future, respect. All right, so here's top 10 from IMDb, which I trust more than Rotten Tomatoes, which has been infiltrated by the infidels, but. Yeah. All right, so Lord of the Rings, blah, 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 Godfather, Star Wars, Dark Knight Trilogy, Indiana Jones, Back to the Future, Terminator, I don't know, man. Die Hard apparently is a trilogy. I think it's Die Hard with a Vengeance. But yeah, so Terminator 2 is Studley. Rise of the Machines, oof. Like they always say that there is a bad third movie. Like the third is always bad. Lethal Weapon, Mission Impossible, National Lampoon, the board. I would put the Ocean's 11 trilogy up there too, just in terms of like personal enjoyment, because I think they're. Oh, forgot about Toy Story. You gotta respect Toy Story. Also, I will say for Ocean's 11 that Ocean's 13 is better than Ocean's 12. It is, just straight up is, because I feel like Ocean's 12 got. So with a movie like that, especially when you got used to Ocean's 11, where it was just like this, like there's no drag in the storyline at all. It keeps it moving. Felt like the story definitely dragged at times in Ocean's 12. Ocean's 13, they just got back to, hey, we're going to rip off this casino magnet, and everything was just snappy. That's what I enjoy about movies. But so we'll get into your answers as well. Let's hop in right away. W. Day Robbie, Back to the Future. My dog Rowdy is dying of cancer. Please have him in your prayers. Shout out, prayers up for the Rowdy dog. So that's a good way to start out the day. I'm just like, hope your dog gets better, man. So Back to the Future. I feel like, so Back to the Future 3 is my favorite of the trilogy. Don't at me. And we watched it with my kid. Like we didn't watch 1 or 2 because I feel like 1 hasn't aged as well as 3, right? But she wasn't that interested. She's not really interested in much unless she's really, she's like most normal people. Either it's 100% or none in terms of interest level. So, World 2 General Vince Vaughn, Lord of the Rings, One Ring to Rule Them All, and In the Darkness Bind Them. I'm pretty sure I've seen all the Lord of the Rings movies. I just never really got into it. It's not my thing. Patrick Harms, Back to the Future. It's great in so many different ways. Back to the Future is good. I think it holds up relatively well. Also, I hate manure. Just like it's good. Tree J, Back to the Future, then it's got to be Pixar's Cars. I don't know. Cars 2 was shit. Cars 2 was just an absolute money grab. Like, the movie Minions called, and it wants its cash grab back. The animation will always be cool, and at any age you can enjoy. So the daughter she had a Cars phase for probably about 2 months. She really liked Cars 1. She liked Cars 3. I feel like Cars 3 really redeemed himself a bit. Next up, World War II General Vince Vaughn. I have a degree in math, but still can't seem to figure out how the heck your Q&A comments are ordered. I have no idea either. Sometimes it goes by clout. Sometimes it goes by people upvoting them. So I don't know. Scary movie without a doubt. Cindy and Brenda equal iconic. Speaking of iconic moments, remember Torrey Hunter robbing Barry Bonds at All-Star game when Ichiro was just staring in awe. Yeah, I remember that. The Barry Bonds picked him up It was good. People can rip baseball, but keeping All-Star games competitive is one thing they do right. Yeah, it's easy to keep it competitive because, well, there's actually something on the line because they still do home World Series off of the All-Star game, don't they? Which is just stupid. And I like that the NBA All-Star game is just laughably competitive, where it's an AAU game, and the final score is going to be 200 to 200. It's going to be great. The Pro Bowl, they just need to end the Pro Bowl. Like, it is a charade. Replace it with a 7-on-7 game, because that's basically what it is. Or like a skills challenge, because no one cares. No one cares anymore. Mo Abdul 99. Personally, I love Home Alone and Lord of the Rings. They did come out with a third Home Alone, didn't they? Now, this is the thing with some trilogies, is that occasionally, like, 2 parts of the trilogy are enough to carry the third part. So they did come out with a Home Alone 3. I think it had French Stewart in it. Yeah, whoever this jabroni is. Yeah, it didn't have Macaulay Culkin. Didn't have the original cast. 4.5 out of 10 on IMDb. Who is in this movie? Alex Linz. What did Alex Linz ever do? Looks like a child actor. 07 was his last one. Yeah, this is not a good movie. Wait, Scarlett Johansson was in this movie? What? James Sato? Come on. Wait, French Stewart was not in this movie. What am I thinking of? Am I thinking of like Bullwinkle or something? Oh, wait, was there a Home Alone 4? Oh, my God. Don't tell me. Don't. Mama, no. Wait, there's a TV. Oh, there's a TV episode of Malcolm in the Middle. All right. But going back to Scarlett Johansson being in this movie. Very randomly, it's fun going back to look at old TV shows and old movies because occasionally you'll see like this really big star have a bit role when they're just coming up in their career. So like Scarlett Johansson in this movie. God, what's her name? Jennifer Lawrence. She was the daughter in the Bill Engvall show on TBS. It was just like this offshoot sitcom, and it's like, oh, Jennifer Lawrence. What's up? Yeah. All right. Next up is also how's you and your family doing with all the stuff going on? I know you're a busy person, so what do you do throughout the week? I love showing you've been here since 2K subs. And thanks for coming along. So basically, every single minute of the day is jam packed. It's good times. So typically I get up around 4 and get a workout in and do some work on some content, plan the day. It's about like the wife works. The wife is a stay-at-home mom, which is awesome. So she takes care of the kids. I used to go to jiu-jitsu, but now can't because of the Rona. Because if you're trying to think of an endeavor, which would be ground zero, like the best way to spread coronavirus, being an inch away, like face to face with another dude when you're both breathing and lung butter, that's certainly up there. Then afternoon, do some calls, do some work, maybe work out again, grill some meat. Like the summer's basically been straightforward. Since we can't really go anywhere, basically every weekday is that. Make some dinner. I have done a thing where I'm basically done with work at about 3. So then the rest of the day, family, have dinner together, which is important. We sit down and watch a movie. Do you know that because I can't get emotionally invested in TV shows anymore, because most of the ones I want to watch, I can't watch with my kids. So what we've done is we've started watching like PG-13-ish comedies, which, you know, the boy doesn't understand anything because he's under 1, and the girl is like, whatever, she's 5 and never pays attention anyway. So yeah, that's what we're doing. We're just watching a lot of movies, which is great. And then go to bed at 8:30 and then do the whole damn thing again. But we have actually, I've lied. We have been going out places. We've been going to a lot of state parks, a lot of parks recently. So it's always good just to get out on the weekends. It's a good time. But yeah, I think overall, we're extremely fortunate that I can work from home as well as the wife's stay-at-home mom. So, I mean, we can quasi-isolate while all this craziness is going on. AJ Bars, too tough to pick. I'd say Home Alone, Lord of the Rings, The Girl Who Played with Fire. The Girl Who Played with Fire series is very underrated. Oh, is that the girl with the dragon tattoo? Question: I strongly believe El Jefe Gladney was the second best corner taking the hair draft behind Akuda. I could argue third, but he intrigues me more than C.J. Henderson. The more I've done, so I did like Gladney. So I like Gladney. I like Jalen Johnson because, as I said, I love alpha gambling, so quasi grabby cornerbacks. So I had Gladney along with Johnson in like that second tier because I had Akuda clear 1. Henderson was 2 for me. I still really like C.J. Henderson, even though he had a down 2019 in Florida. But guys like Terrell, guys like Fulton, I was kind of meh. Even Igbenegene, I was kind of eh. Very happy that they got Gladney. Luke K, top 5 breakfast cereals. I'm not a big cereal guy. So let's see, top 5 in our house though. Like peanut butter Cheerios. Like the honey bunches of oats, but the apple cinnamon. I see that gets passed around a lot. The daughter loves Kix. Who wouldn't love Kix? So what else? There's some sort of unicorn cereal. I don't know what it's called. It might be called unicorn cereal. And then lastly, I don't know, Captain Crunch. Sure. Davis Warrow, The Hangover. Man, The Hangover 1 is really, really good, but it gets overshadowed by 2 and 3 being because they were cranked out in very quick succession, just as naked cash grabs. But I really hope we get Pryor. Think of all the trick plays we could pull. Yeah, I would say just bring in Pryor, big body guy. Worked with Cousins before. They didn't work out great before, but they do have hashtag chemistry. Also, I do want as many quasi quarterbacks as possible on this roster. Plus, if they want to use them like Taysom Hill, maybe that's the plan with Nate Stanley. Oh God, no. I don't think there's a worse athlete in that draft besides Nate Stanley. Yeah. Eric Anderson, Naked Gun is my favorite trilogy. Ooh. OJ. It's a callback. Who will be the next 0-16 or 0-17 team? It's tough to say because as of right now, I mean, besides the Jaguars, there's not really a team that I think is so abysmal that they'll go winless. So I guess maybe Jacksonville could be the prohibitive favorite. It's tough. Tree J, where was your favorite place to go camping in Minnesota? I've always loved Lamb's Resort in Schroeder on the North Shore. Actually, I haven't gone camping on the North Shore. Definitely need to do that. But so we've camped in Alexandria, which is great, state park. We do go camping, and when I camped as a kid, it was often state parks because it's awesome. We're also going to camp, right? There's a place in southern Minnesota, I believe it's called like Eagle Creek Campground, which we went to a lot as a kid. Also, when I was in the Boy Scouts, went all over the place, as well as Crow Wing up near Crow Wing, which is really good too. Andy Maxfield. Oh, also there's this place near like Crosby Ironton that we've gone a bunch. Yeah, we've also hunted there too, so that's good. Andy Maxfield, have you watched Yellowstone yet? If not, please do and do a breakdown. Lots of people are getting on the Yellowstone train. That's the Kevin Costner show, right? I mean, could get into it. It's on. We have it DVR'd, but I just haven't gotten around to it. Vaughn Breet, what's your all-time Vikings offensive lineup? All right, so I'll take 09 Favre. Adrian, Bill Brown at fullback, Moss, Carter, Anthony Carter, wide receiver, Steve Jordan at tight end, offensive line, Guess gotta go Zimmerman, McDaniel, Tingelhoff, Hutch, even though they both played left guard, whatever. Then also Ranieri. I think that's it. Yeah. Andrew Hansen, binge watching your past week's worth of content. Was dodging tornadoes in Ottertail Country last week while on vacation. Best movie trilogy is definitely Tremors. Love the ass blasters. I think I've seen the first Tremors. I don't know. Livestream. Let us know where you're watching from. I'll give a couple of shout outs. Always enjoy doing that. Hit us up. Luke K. The Incredibles. I really don't know, honestly. Wait, has there been a third Incredibles movie? Because the first one is good, I remember. Wait, do people not know what trilogy means? I don't know. Question: you can only get one food item at the Twins game. What are you going with? I think you just have to go with a hot dog, right? Classic. It's quasi meat. I mean, it's a sham that it's a Sheboygan dog now and not Hormel, which is made by the good people of Austin, Minnesota. But yeah, gotta go with hot dog. Hot dog or nachos. I mean, there is just something about being at a baseball game, and yeah, you're paying $6 for like a tray of. And I'm talking about like the entry level nachos. I'm not talking about like the nachos that you get in the upside down baseball helmet, but just like the plastic tray of just like generic round tortilla chips and like that nuclear orange dip nacho sauce, maybe a couple of jarred jalapenos in there. I don't know. There's just something about it. It's just good. I don't know. Keep your peanuts and Cracker Jacks, Jack. Yeah, give us a hot dog and then like the nuclear nachos. Let's see. Next up, Tori Hansen. What is the amount of Vikings jerseys you have? I'm going on my 10th. Well, I've never been that big of a jersey dude. Since I stopped being a kid. So I have this hard and fast rule: you can't own a jersey of a player that's younger than you. That just seems weird. So as of right now, I think currently in the house we have a John Carlson jersey, because it's funny, a yellow Chris Carter jersey. I believe we have a Jermaine Wiggins jersey. Don't ask. I don't think we have a Moss jersey in the house. We should probably rectify that. Actually, yeah, I would shell out the bucks for a full-on like old school throwback embroidered Randy Moss jersey. Let's see right now. Actually, the color rush, that's pretty sick too. So we're the Randy Moss Marshall jersey? Shit. What the hell is this? Oh, is this from the Nelly video? Remember when all the jabronis were wearing jerseys backwards? That was the thing, wasn't it? Randy Moss 18 jersey. That'd be sick. Actually, Vikings custom jerseys. I'm gonna write free Hong Kong on it. Let's see here. We get the throwbacks on here. Also, man, you gotta be careful about buying jerseys nowadays because a lot of them are like these Chinese front. Remember when it was like a decade ago when it really started ramping up? Oh man, these are tight. Really started ramping up that like these really cheap like knockoff Chinese jerseys came in. Like you get an embroidered jersey for $20. Like all you have to do is just give them your social security number. Yeah, that. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't even give you a preview. That's weak. Yeah. Yeah. So like a throwback Monsters. Let's get on that. Next up is Daniel Landgren, Star Wars. Do you think that Ben Gedeon is going to be cut for the new players we drafted? Let's see. So Troy Dye. Nah, I don't think so. He's in the final year of his rookie deal. He's a pretty solid special teamer, and in terms of like an okay backup, he's fine. He'll take up that Kentrell Brothers esque role, and yeah, they'll keep him. Brett Vuzelas. Would you rather have Browning, Manning, or Stanley as Cousins' backup? Browning, I guess, because I think he probably has the most potential of the three. See a couple shout outs. Julian Marker Skull from Eagan, South Metro representing. Purple Rain, Wausau, Wisconsin. Devin A. Toff, Brentwood, California. What is up? Zach Ballas, Skull from NoCo. Tristan, Idaho Falls. There are 5 Home Alone movies. Man, that's rough. Oakview, Skull from Andover, Minnesota. Are you going to watch the Wild make a playoff run? Are they technically in the playoffs? I haven't been paying attention. Eric Anderson, Skull from Moorhead. What's going on? Someone's turning around my driveway. Shit. Yeah, here. Thank you guys for tuning in on the live stream. You guys are the best. Next up, Sandman66. What stats do you think Justin Jefferson needs to be the top wide receiver in his rookie class? I'd say Terminator trilogy, but it got really bad and no longer a trilogy. Yeah, that's another one of those movies where like the first two, especially the second one, just props up the really short leg. It's like having a tripod with no third leg, just 2 legs. I'd say if Jefferson goes off for 85, 1,108, I think that will probably lead the rookie class. Probably give him Offensive Rookie of the Year. Shot at it. Ethan Griffith, a Lord of the Rings, but I think Ocean's 11 trilogy. Aha! This is incredible, too. Best movie that was filmed in Minnesota. Honestly, not a great list to choose from, but I have to choose Mighty Ducks. I think it's Mighty Ducks by default. A Serious Man. Well, Fargo's got to be up there, too. So we watched this movie, Wilson. I'm a big Woody Harrelson fan, and it was cool because there was actually some legit Twin Cities landmarks put in there. I think it was St. Paul, but I don't know. It just wasn't that enjoyable of a movie. It just wasn't. North Country was good. Let's see what else here. Oh, Grumpy Old Men. I think it's got to be Grumpy Old Men. If I was your age, I'd be mounting every woman in Wabasha. It's just a great movie. Oh, Purple Rain? Duh. Wait, yeah, what's the deal with Charlize Theron filming so many movies in Minnesota? What is new in town? American Canadian movie, Oh, a high-power consultant is in love with her upscale Miami lifestyle. Sent to New Ulm, Minnesota, the pride of Shell's Brewery, to oversee the restructuring of a blue-collar manufacturing plant after enduring a frosty reception on the local site. Maybe we should watch this. This seems like something that would be right up the wife's alley. That's what she said. Oh, J.K. Simmons in this? Man. J.K. Simmons, underrated actor. He's J.K. Simmons gives it all he's got every single role, and I respect that. Like in Spider-Man, in those Farmers commercials, in Oz, he's good. Next up is Julian Marker of the Mighty Ducks. Quack, quack, quack. So D2 is the superior of the movies. I didn't care for D3. It's just like, whatever. Oh, Eden Hall. Schlars. What's your take on the Vikings paying $3.4 million 4 years for Nate Stanley? Seems like for a guy who would probably be third or fourth string. Well, that's the minimum. Like, they literally could not pay him less. But also, it's he has like 88,000 guaranteed in his contract. That's it. I mean, that's what it is for 7th rounders. So they could easily cut him. And move on. So what? And also, if they sign him to the practice squad, effectively you are cutting him. So the fact that there's 77,000, 80,000 dead on the cap, it's no big deal. Tree J. What if the Jets had drafted Russell Wilson? The GM loved Russell at the time. They would have won a Super Bowl. I believe that much in Russ. Kyle Rippentrop, Indiana Jones. If you had to pick somewhere to live in South Dakota, where would it be? Sioux Falls, because it's really close to Minnesota. That's here. No, I don't want to look at South Dakota stay-at-home order. South Dakota, Mountain Mama. Yeah, cause I've mentioned this on the stream before. The parade of states in 4th grade at South Dakota. The official state mineral is the rose quartz. Also, the capital of Pierre is in 2 different time zones. So I'm cool, like living rural for sure, but also I at least want to be within 30 minutes of like a Walmart. You know, I mean, is that high maintenance spot? I mean, Rapid City is cool. I could see Rapid City. Like, how big is Rapid City? Well, what's the pop? South Dakota, 75K. Okay. That's a little big. That's kind of the big city. Also, that's near Mount Rushmore, so you're going to get a lot of tourist jabronis. So I'm like, I don't think I enjoy living in a tourist town, you know? Like, I don't think I'd like living in Vegas necessarily, or like Wisconsin Dells or Branson. I don't know, maybe when I'm older. Somewhere near the river would be nice. Somewhere near. Not Pierre. Pierre's the big city. Yeah. Yeah, I'll just say Sioux Falls because it's close to Minnesota. Because why not? Next up is Brett Vuvuzelas. If Dalvin does skip the season, will that hurt us offensively? And how many games will win without him? I think Madison is certainly a competent backup. I do think Dalvin's probably worth at least 1.5 wins, though. Matt sucks that, but that's if Dalvin is fully healthy and dialed in, that's the value of Dalvin Cook. Bawa Taba. Lord of the Rings. Do you think Holton Hill will get a second contract with the Vikings if he stays out of trouble? It's a good-looking question because it's 3rd year, UDFA. He's going to have a restricted free agent year next year. Does he have an exclusive rights year, though? Or they do away with those? All right, yeah, so he's going to be RFA next year. Probably just give him a second-round tender, so that's like $3 million or so if he stays out of trouble. I mean, it's possible. As of right now, I would say yes, but a qualified yes. World War II General Vince Vaughn. The Vikings are announcing the signing of draftees. I'm curious, is there any negotiating or is it an FLPA bracket that is followed for salary years signing guaranteed? Yeah, there's a rookie wage scale. It increases slightly every year, but I mean, it's not like in years past when rookies would actually hold out when there's actually a sizable amount of money, but a lot of it is offset language, especially for some of the top picks. So, I mean, it's basically a formality with the non-first round picks at this point. Tristan, do you think the Wilfs are willing to sacrifice being consistent to try and get over the hump? Like, for example, Zimmer and Rick can't win a Super Bowl this year, then release them, hire a new GM and coach and draft a quarterback. It's possible, but also being consistent and giving your fan base hope year in, year out, that's a big moneymaker. Just is, right? Also, every time I talk about Spielman, I can't not say Pickle Rick. I need to do a Photoshop of Rick Spielman as Pickle Rick. We'll do that. Oakview. Do you believe we re-sign Cousins 3 years or start with our franchise quarterback in the middle rounds in the first round like Burrows and Mahomes? Also, let's be honest, there isn't a better answer than Back to the Future. I do believe that they should be looking to groom and select the quarterback of the future within the next year or two, hopefully next year. Patrick Harris. Oh, yeah. Scherf won't sign his franchise tender. I thought he did. Scherf signed tender. Pretty sure he did. March 31st. Yeah, he signed March 31st. What are we talking about? Next up is Jake Jones. Do you think Mike Hughes will ever be the Vikings' premier cornerback, or will the next 2 draft picks push him down to the third option? And no question, best trilogy is the original Star Wars. Well, Mike Hughes, he's the best slot option on the team right now because Gladney, even though they're similar size, Gladney just doesn't have the hips that Mike Hughes does. Because remember, 2018, Mike Hughes won the starting slot cornerback job. He straight up beat out Mackenzie Alexander. So he'll always be starting in that aspect, as well as I count slot as a starter. Basically is. Brian Kayukin, Sharknado. Obviously, Star Wars series. MJD released RB1 rankings in the NFL and dropped Cook to 8. What do you think about the other 7 in front of Cook? God damn it, MJD. Like MJD's. God damn it. I don't know, man. Like, he's really out there. Like, if you looked at MJD's mock draft, like, he had, like, 5 running backs in the first round. It's like, all right, so McCaffrey 1, Zeke 2, okay. Chubb 3. I think Chubb's massively underrated, so respect there. Kamara 4, again, part-time player at 4. Mixon 5. It's a no for me, dog. Saquon 6. I think that's actually a little bit low. Derrick Henry 7. For me, it would be, so the top 4, if you had the Mount Rushmore, it would be Dalvin, McCaffrey, Zeke, and Saquon. And then a relatively big gap. Then you get into like Derrick Henry. Well, Nick Chubb, Derrick Henry. But Cook had his best season, 9 scored, touchdown, 11 games. Now we need to bookmark this. We'll just leave it up. All right, next up is AJ Barnes. I was wondering, one thought I keep wondering from this past draft is that the Vikings still have drafted Justin Jefferson if the Eagles didn't take Jalen Reagor the pick before us. Well, obviously after the draft revisionist history, it'll be like, oh, Jefferson was the number 1 receiver on the board, but it's going to be tough. I was a massive fan of Jalen Reagor. Of course, he was knocked because of his stats his final year at TCU, but that had to do more with quarterback play. But in terms of just having an explosive, do-it-all, deep threat, contested catch receiver, the Eagles got a good one. Hopefully he crashes and burns. Well, it's a double-edged sword because I want him to do well because then that backs up my support of him. But also I want him to fail because of Philly. It's a very difficult decision. The what in WTF? Do you think the Vikings will be willing to cut Ben Getting a place for Everton as a linebacker? No. Vaughn Breet. What does Harrison Smith have to do to get in the Hall of Fame and get non-Vikings fan attention? I think he's going to have to reel off like 3 straight first-team All-Pros to have a chance. Because you look at the resume like Joey Browner. Joey Browner's not even sniffing the Hall of Fame, which is a travesty. So Joey Browner, 6-time Pro Bowl, 3-time first-team All-Pro, as well as a second-team All-Pro. Basically just 4 straight years, 87 through 90 of dominance. Was on the NFL All-Decade team and hasn't even gotten to the semifinals in voting. Just travesty. Pull for skull. What position would Terrell play if we signed him? Emergency. Thinking all this kind of chaos. Johnny Manziel, former washouts have a roster spot. I think we'll give a chance to break out next time. Thielen after Summit Esparza. Band of Brothers. U.S. Oh, Band of Brothers is not a trilogy. It's the best miniseries in TV history, though. For sure. Respect. That introduced the world of Damian Lewis. Oh, speaking of small bit guys coming up. So Tom Hardy was Genovic. So I think he was in like 1 episode and then he died. The German dude. What's his name? Played Sergeant Christensen. Oh, Michael Fassbender. Yeah, there you go. Let's see here. Yeah, who knew that the guy who eventually starred in Billions, as well as the guy from Office Space, would be the two leads. It would be good. Terrell Pryor, sign him up to be a wide receiver. He could be an emergency quarterback. And if the league is to the point where they're bringing in Johnny Manziel, I think they'll just shut down the league. All right, shut it down. It's over. Eric Hansen, how would opting out of the 2020 season affect Kirk's contract going forward? Just rolls over. Push it. Less cap hit. How do you think the Viking? How would it help the Vikings financially? Actually, I don't know how it would affect the cap. I would assume that it would hold fast this year, the cap hit, and then start again next year, because it would be a competitive advantage if you had a big salary cap guy just sit out, and then all of a sudden that cap is freed up again. Best trilogy, Rocky 1, 2, and 4. That's a good answer. VHS said it was 2 days bonus when it labeled Rocky 3 and 5. Rocky 3 was okay. Rocky 5 was abominable. I actually like Rocky Balboa, like him fighting Tarver. What's his name? It's not Miles Tarver. That's the gopher. The boxer Tarver. Charlie Boltman. Can you think of any actor that's had more leading roles than Tom Cruise? I'm not sure. Nicolas Cage. I'm not sure if any of them have been bad either. Does that make him the best actor of our generation? Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day too. I have never seen a bad Tom Cruise or Mel Gibson movie. Now, taking out both of their respective personal lives, for sure. The Tom Cruise Mummy movie was bad. But also, like we said about J.K. Simmons, is every single time Tom Cruise or Mel Gibson are in a movie, like they give it everything they got. And I respect that. Like, Tom Cruise, his cameo in Tropic Thunder, that he prepared for that. Like, he actually read the lines. He actually got in character to be funny. And Tom Cruise is actually kind of funny. He is. But yeah, Tom Cruise, Mel Gibson, super underrated. Because, Mel Gibson, so Lethal Weapon, Braveheart, The Patriot. I'm sure I'm missing a couple of other ones, but just look up random ass Mel Gibson movies. You look up The Beaver, look up Kill the Gringo. It's a really good, underrated movie. Ransom. He's always good. He's always good, man. No. Does that make him best actor of our generation? I'd say Tom Cruise, yeah. Yeah. Haven't won an Oscar, though. All right, so speaking of actors coming... IMDb Tom Cruise. And so speaking of actors coming up in bit roles before they got famous, so Tom Cruise in... what was it? Oh, The Outsiders, where he plays like a bit role. I just remember him eating a giant chocolate cake. That's what I remember. Sorry, that was his third one. That was even before Risky Business. All right, so also All the Right Moves is really, really good. That's a great movie. Craig T. Nelson is the coach. It's about a Pennsylvania steel town football team. It's really good. Also, like Leah Thompson is the love interest. Love Leah Thompson, who's also from Minnesota. There you go. Hashtag one of us. You do see Tom Cruise's dong for some reason. Because I remember watching this movie as a kid, and then all of a sudden he's got a dong, as well as I think Craig T. Nelson drops an N-bomb in there. So it's like, what? What is going on? Of course, Top Gun, Color of Money, which sequel to The Hustler. Yeah. Let's see, Cocktail and Rayman, Days of Thunder. Come on. Tom Cruise is in so many like really good movies that you don't even think about. A Few Good Men, Interview with a Vampire, him and Brad Pitt as friggin' vampires. Of course, Mission Impossible. Jerry Maguire might be one of one of the most rewatchable movies ever. Eyes Wide Shut. Vanilla Sky and Minority Report are two damn fine movies. Last Samurai is good too. All Tom Cruise does is hit at least triples, and usually home runs. Collateral with Jamie Foxx is really good. War of the Worlds was let's see. Tropic Thunder was amazing. Valkyrie was a great movie. Night and Day was just a stupid empty calorie popcorn movie, but it's fine. Jack Reacher, I forgot about. Edge of Tomorrow. Edge of Tomorrow might be The most underrated sci-fi movie ever. You know, Live Die. Actually, they should have gone with Live Die Repeat. It's better. So American Made's been sitting in the queue for a long time. Oh, Live Die, Repeat, and Repeat. Oh, do it. Also, I like that Mission Impossible 8 comes before 7, as well as So I've been looking forward to Top Gun Maverick. Like I have no real love for the first movie, but it just looks good. Yeah, Tom Cruise can do it. Tom Cruise is very good at picking scripts. Yeah, he's just good. Next up, Nick Doroff. I'll have to go with the classic Indiana Jones trilogy. Who won the Minnesota Vikings is most likely the worst tipper at a restaurant. Kirk. You know it's Kirk. You know absolutely it is Kirk. Jack Oberg. Are you doing anything with your second channel? Yeah, we're just tossing out like a general NFL video out there once a day. We did one on the Washington name change yesterday. It's good. Charlie Boltman, I'll give you my top 5. Let's see here. Batman, Christopher Nolan's Batman, The Godfather, Die Hard, Terminator, Indiana Jones, Daniel Craig's James Bond's a contender. It's a contender. Spectre was, well, Casino Royale is the best Bond movie. It's a generational thing, though, for sure, because Casino Royale, I think Goldeneye is number 2 for me. Spectre was Quantum Solace was Skyfall was good. Skyfall might actually be my 3rd favorite Bond movie. Tom Holland Spider-Man will have a shot. The dialogue in John Wick 3 was pure trash. I'd have up there too. Except no one's watching John Wick for the dialogue. They're watching Keanu kill fools like gun kata. How many days of training camp is it going to take for the Vikings to figure out Kyle Hinton is their best offensive lineman? I'm going to say first, second day in pads. Well, God, I forget who said this, but it was like a former GM or a former coach, one of the two. And because scouting back in the day, like even in like the 90s was not as advanced as it is today. So a lot of these guys that they would pick in the 90s and early 2000s, they were just like, all right, so we watched a couple of VHSs or Laserdisc, and then we're going to pick him. And they were talking about this guy who was a first round pick, and they got him on the field the first day, and they knew, no, was not going to work out. They didn't name the player. I believe it was like a first round lineman, but you just know. So Kyle Hinton, even though he played in a small school, he just pops off the tape, and he's got NFL size and strength day one as an interior offensive lineman. So yeah, I think it may take one padded practice just to watch Kyle Hinton pop off. I think he's going to be really, really good. Jerome Jabroni, Kung Fu Panda is easily best trilogy. How dare you? I don't know. All right. So here, that is it. That is it for the live stream today. Again, like we said, we're taking tomorrow off because I'm taking my daughter fishing. It's going to be a good time. But Jeromes, thank you very much for coming along. You guys are the best. We'll be back 11 a.m. Central Time on Thursday. That's all. Yeah. Oh, subscribe to the other channel. It's first line in the description. Hit that up. Next time. Skull. Production value.